Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hello. So, it's the Church of RNK. It's a lovely Sunday evening here in the UK. I don't know where you guys are. It might be a completely different time of day. It might even be Monday, dependent on where you are. And today we're talking about the whole struggle with being who you are. Struggle to own who you are. So the affirmation actually is, I own who I am. And I'm going to sing that to you actually. This might be a lot more muted than normal because I'm feeling muted. I'm feeling a little bit muted inside, and then I'm going to share it. But anyway, let's do this first. I own who I am. 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 I'm gonna go share it and I'm gonna come back. So tell me where you're streaming in from, guys. Tell me where you're streaming in from, and I'll be back in a second. Let me just share this with the other people around the Facebook world. Feel free to share as well, okay? This is going to be fun, I think. It is going to be fun. Yeah. As I said, I'm feeling a little bit muted, so I might be, but I always get really excited. I always start kind of thinking, do I have a lot to say? And then next thing I know, I'm talking forever. So we'll see. Anyway, share it. Okay, let's carry on. Tell me where you're streaming in from, guys. Tell me where you're streaming in from. Tell me where you're streaming in from. I want to know. Say hello. Tell me where you are. Where are you? What time is it? Where are you? What time is it? Tell me. So tell me, are you struggling a little bit with who you are? Or do you find yourself fighting who you are? Now, I did this for a very, very, very long time. I fought with my personality, with who I am, I felt I needed to fit in. I felt I needed to be like everybody around me, okay? I come from an African family, okay? I'm Nigerian. And there's a lot of cultural stuff that goes with that. So some of you will know what I mean. Some of you have that kind of a family, very strong kind of cultural pull thing basically going on. And actually somebody on the page there, that's what actually prompted this. This is Stuart. If you're here, then this is you. This is you got me thinking about this. And it is kind of, I did put a video up earlier about something I'd said around the 3 questions and such. I didn't even listen to my own video again. So I might be saying exactly the same stuff again, I don't know. But ultimately what I'm trying to say here is, and this guy mentioned iconoclastic. Being iconoclastic. And I had to go and look up what that meant, okay? Iconoclastic, which is where ultimately you always you're questioning all the norms, the cultural norms, the traditional norms, the religious norms, all of that stuff. You kind of question that stuff. And I'm definitely that person. I used to not be that person, or I used to dampen down that side of me, okay? And you might be doing that as well. And you will be struggling. I have no doubt about it. You will be struggling. So there you are trying to start up a business, because it's when I started a business that I started really, truly thinking about starting a business, but also because I wanted that business to stretch out and reach a heck of a lot of people. And in order for me to do that, there were certain limitations that my religion came with, that my family came with, that was some of the rules and regulations that I'd grown up with that I had to question. So I started fighting against that, but I almost didn't want to admit that stuff that I'd been believing since I was born practically was possibly not accurate. Or more to the point, I hadn't actually actively or deliberately designed my belief system. I had just gone along with anybody else's belief system around what I was supposed to do or what I was allowed to do or any of that kind of stuff. And so when you come to actually start something of your own design, and you have all of this stuff plaguing the back of your mind, or more to the point, you're not questioning any of this stuff, you are sticking in relationships that are not working with you, for you any longer, you're playing to everybody else's agenda, even though it doesn't work for you any longer. Your religion is telling you that you're not allowed to make money, or at least that's the feeling you got from it. And so therefore you struggle to actually, do what it takes to make the money, because you're not questioning that. You're too worried to question it because somebody also told you that, you might go to hell if you question too loudly. But so those are the like really like in your face kind of things, okay, that well, they're not usually in your face. If anything, you're thinking that because you've lived with them for so long, that they are the norm and they're never to be questioned, until you suddenly realize that you want more than most of the people around you are getting. And in order for you to get that more, you're probably going to have to question every single thing that you have accepted as a norm. And most people don't want to do that work. And so, yeah, they either settle for the glass ceiling, whatever that glass ceiling is for them, or they just don't even bother starting at all in the first place. But then there's that side of things, okay, where there might be an internal struggle against what everybody around you believes, and you're now starting to question, is this actually accurate for me? And a lot of your energy is going to deceiving yourself into thinking that you can continue to live as someone who does not question this stuff. And you try, okay? I tried for a great amount of my life to be like everybody else. And it took ages to get to the point where I finally just owned the fact that no, I don't necessarily fully, completely agree with the way I've always seen things, and it is time to break free of the tribe. And the truth of the matter is that the tribe always felt that I was rebellious anyway. But I had been trying. I had actually been trying to fit into the tribe, whether it was my family tribe or the church tribe or whatever. Now, I still love church, still love my family, but there are certain things now that I will refuse to surrender to, okay? And I can't tell you what those things need to be for you. What I do know is that if you are going to live a life that actually means something to you, you are going to have to question this stuff. And instead of fighting about the fact that internally there are certain doubts about the way you've always done things, instead of fighting it, just accept that actually you are different. You can't just accept things on face value. You want to question it, okay? So it's okay. It's okay for you to question it, instead of trying to pretend to be the same as everybody else and trying to pretend that you still believe exactly the same way they believe. Instead of that, hello Sylvia, how you doing? Lovely to have you and lovely to see you as well, my honey. Instead of pretending all of that stuff, you need to just kind of break free of all the pretense. That's one thing that I was thinking about when I started talking about the whole struggle to own who you are. And in fact, we're going to sing our affirmation before I go on to the other side of this. See if I remember it. I own who I am. 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 And that's it. I own who I am. So I just want you guys to get to the point where you completely own yourself, as in there are parts of you that you keep trying to be something other than who you are. It's like sometimes, okay, so yes, there's the cultural, the family, the religion kind of side of things, but then there's just the plain old, you are someone who doesn't do anything until the last minute. Now, you can't spend the rest of your life arguing with the fact that you are someone who doesn't do anything till the last minute. Or you can recognize that you are someone who doesn't do anything till the last minute. And recognize that so far, you've done okay with that particular strategy. So yeah, you could keep fighting it, or you can just accept that I am someone who does things at the last minute and I get them done. So I'm not going to fight that any longer, okay? So that is something else where you could be fighting with yourself about who you are. Or maybe you see somebody else. It's like, okay, this afternoon I've had a particular situation happen where someone is trying to make me do a certain part of my business in a certain, or at least I felt as though someone was trying to make me do a part of my business in a certain way. Now, I am not a person that wants to do that thing, okay? Now, yeah, it works for a lot of people. It might even work for me if I could make myself do it. But I have decided that I am not going to build my business in a way that makes me feel dead inside. I've decided that if I wanted to feel dead inside, I could go find myself a job. Basically. But as I don't want a job, I am not going to build a business that makes me feel dead inside. So I'm not going to follow some rules or some regulations of the internet or of the whatever, the business, the way you're supposed to do a business. I'm going to create my own rules. I am going to play my guitar. I stopped fighting that one a long time ago, basically, because I was fighting it for a long time. I thought, no, somebody trying to show people how to make money in their business should not be playing a guitar. That's not what is the done thing, is it? It isn't. We all agree that, right? But then I suddenly thought, you know what? I want a business that allows me to be who I am. So I don't care if it's the done thing or not. I am going to make it the done thing in my business. Why? Because I choose to own who I am, okay? I am, okay? I choose to build a business that I'm going to wake up to and feel quite good about. I'm going to choose to build a business where I can build a community of people who I love to be around because they know my crazy and they like my crazy. And frankly, if my guitar puts certain people off, then I don't want them in my world. So why don't I just simply own who I am? Actually, I started this feeling quite, but here we are. I'm all full of life again. So yes, and it's like, what of in your life? Where are you fighting who you are? Now, please do not get me wrong here, because some people are fighting to do any kind of work, okay? So I'm not saying that because you feel like always lying on the couch watching TV, that's what you should do. That is not what I'm talking about here, okay? Let's just be very, very clear. I work pretty dang hard. In fact, I was putting an email together saying, look, yeah, if I'm working hard, okay, then I'd rather be working hard on something I actually want to do rather than be working hard on something I don't want to do. Again, that's why I left pharmacy. Okay, that's why I stopped being a pharmacist, because it was eating me up inside to have to do this stuff that I didn't want to do, but oh my gosh, they pay me money, so I should just keep doing it. And you might feel that same way, okay? You might feel that same way about certain things about running a business. They've told you that you have to do it this way, this way, this way, this way. And maybe I've even mentioned stuff to you that you should do in this way. Now, this is it, okay? You do have to communicate to build an audience, okay? You have to communicate and build an audience. You do have to capture people so you can follow up with them. You do have to close people and actually tell them how you can help them and ask them to come and buy something from you, okay? Those are things you need to do. How you do those things can be very different for every single person. And so if you are trying, okay, like I love to write. I've always loved to write. I used to write when I was a child. And I kind of stopped because some parents decided to tell me that you can't really make money off writing, okay? Or even music. That was another thing. I've always liked music. I've liked to sing. I've always liked that kind of thing. But again, it was one of those things where it's not practical. You're supposed to go and do this other thing over here. And so I chose to just kind of try and to dampen out these parts of me. But now I'm using them in my business. Why? Because I made a decision to build a business around my strengths, okay? Around my strengths. So I stopped fighting who I was. And this whole guitar thing took a long time for me to stop fighting. And there's still areas of, you know, music and such around my business that I'm still a little bit resistant around. Why? And I recognize it. I recognize that I'm resistant around it because there is fear. There is fear that it's too different. It's too much for people to understand. But then it's also the recognition. What kind of a life do I want? And so I ask you as well, what kind of a life do you want? I don't believe that anybody has to do anything they really don't want to do, because there's more than ample numbers of people on this planet who are willing and want to do the stuff that you don't want to do. Have I told you my story, my theory of the jigsaw puzzles, basically, how we're all part of a giant jigsaw puzzle? Everybody a different shape, everybody a different size, everybody a different God knows what. We all fit together nicely when we are being who we're supposed to be. But most people are trying, and I did this for a very long time, and there's still parts of my life that I even know, even now, that keep coming up, and I recognize, oh, that's a rounded end, the way I filed myself down trying to fit in and be the same as everybody else. And so fighting against your very nature, the very heart of you, that stuff that you knew you wanted to do from when you were a child, but you kind of put it down because it's not practical for us adults, is it? Or as adults, we're supposed to only do things in a certain way. You forget, honey, that you will create space for yourself on this planet, if that makes any sense. What do I mean? It's like, okay, yes, I can decide that I'm going to keep fighting myself. No, I'm not going to play my guitar. No, I'm never going to do Church of RNK. I'm just going to, stick to the letter of the law and do all that, read the keyword research and, and all of the stuff that literally makes me want to crawl up and die. because I could have done that from the beginning. okay? And I probably even tried. But then I thought, why, when I know, thankfully I've been exposed to people who make a heck of a lot of money, and thankfully I've made money myself doing things that I actually like to do. But before I was making money myself, doing this stuff the way I want to do it, I was exposed to people who were doing stuff the way they wanted to do it. And I recognized that even though it didn't fit into what everybody would tell you you have to do in order to make money. Okay, your hair has to be blue hair. Now, that is another thing that I wasn't allowed to do. As a pharmacist, I would never have done it, truth be told, because I worked for somebody else and they controlled my money. So therefore, I couldn't just have blue hair. Are you kidding me? And in fact, I know that there are probably people that look at me, especially because I know I'm Nigerian, okay? Nigerians go very much on what you look like, on how much money is in your bank account, on all of that stuff. Sorry guys, but it's true. You know it's true. So basically, and it's like everything is okay if you don't look a certain way. And some people, in fact, okay, let's even forget the whole Nigerian thing. Some people just generally think unless you look a certain way and you do things in a certain way, unless you blend in, then you don't get the right to create a life and a business that makes money. And it's just not the truth. So you could spend a heck of a lot of your time trying to be everything but yourself because you think that that will be more acceptable. And you might, I might play the guitar at some point, Kalenzi, but you have to wait and listen, honey. Wait and listen. You could try to fit into what everybody else wants from you, or you could recognize that actually you get to choose what you want your life to look like, how you want to build a business. Yes, you will have to sweat blood and tears, but everybody does. So what? Basically, you're going to be working hard anyway, so why not work hard doing stuff that you actually like to do? If you're working hard doing stuff, and a lot of you are working hard doing stuff you don't want to be doing, and so life feels kind of horrible the way on Sunday for some of y'all, you're thinking tomorrow I have to go back and start doing that thing I don't want to do, and I'm going to have to do it for the next 5 days, and blah, 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 but you're not creating space for a different form of life. And so therefore you are ultimately struggling against who you are. You're continually struggling against who you are, fighting the vision inside of you, fighting the dream inside of you, instead of just surrender, okay? You know, whoever created you knew what was best, okay? So instead of fighting your nature, and honey, not laziness, okay? I'm not saying here just sit there doing nothing, telling yourself, oh, this is me. No, that's different. That is conditioned kind of craziness. No, I'm talking about the original form of you, the one that wanted to write, the one that wanted to sing, the one that wanted to create music, the one that wanted to speak, the one that wanted to put art together, the one that wanted to create new things and put them out to the world and loved people looking at your new creations, the one that wanted to cure cancer or AIDS or whatever, I don't know. What is it that you wanted to do that you thought was impractical and you told yourself, you know what, no, I just need to kind of stop being childish, put childish things away, let's become an adult, and now you just feel unfulfilled and kind of horrible inside. Can you just stop fighting who you are? Can you stop fighting who you are? It's like when you get, so yeah, you've been talking about just little silly things like, yeah, you like to do things at the last minute. Yes, you like to feel as if you're always on the run. So everybody's telling you that you're supposed to be calmer. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. Or you need to smile more. Or you need to do this. And it's like, and you feel like you have to fit in with what they want. No, you don't. Stop fighting who you are. Okay? Maybe you don't like to smile, but you feel happy inside. But it's okay. It might help to smile, but if you don't feel like it, if you're one of those people that you like to multitask and you somehow get everything done, then why are you fighting it? Why are you fighting it? If you're going to fight something that actually harms you. Really look at it. Is it actually harming me? It's like, okay, I sleep very few hours. I go to bed, I wake up around about 4:30, and I quite like it. Practically every day I do this. Okay, yes, in the evening, some evenings I'm tired, then I go sleep, basically. And then someone would say, but you're not getting enough sleep. According to who? Who decided who decided that I have to have a certain amount? Just because that's the average doesn't mean that the average means that some people need more, some people need less, some people need the middle. Basically, that's it. But there you are, trying. Oh my gosh, they taught me at school that I have to have 8 hours. But you don't need 8 hours. Supposed 8 hours makes you even tighter. Suppose you need 10. It's like, come on, stop fighting who you are. Okay. I own who I am. 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 So that is your declaration. I own who I am. 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 Because when you stop fighting who you are, when you stop fighting and trying to be something other than you see that person over there who seems to be successful, you're trying to do everything that they do. And you know what? Yeah, I get it. That sometimes, emulating what others are doing can be helpful. But if you do it to the detriment of your personality, and you know what? Personality is not stuck, so I'm not even saying that. I'm saying if you do it to the detriment of the things that you want your life to be about, and you are the one that gets the choice around this, okay? If you do everything else that everybody tells you to do, as opposed to discovering for yourself what you believe, what you want to do, how you want to do it, okay, who you choose to be. If you stop trying, you keep trying to fight all of that, trying to be what you think people expect of you, you're killing yourself, man. Literally. Is it any wonder that you struggle to do what needs to be done to build a successful, fulfilling life? What if you just made a decision inside of you that who I am is enough? Who I am is enough. You may want to change, but let it be your choice. Let it not be just because everybody else is doing things in a certain way. Let it not be because everybody around you is doing things in a certain way. Do you not see that you're kind of in a bubble of the sameness? Maybe there are people out there in the big wide world who are doing things the way you dream of doing it, but you don't know. And so therefore you're listening to everybody who is doing stuff in a way that just makes you feel as if you're dying inside and you're fighting who you are instead of recognizing that your greatest strength is you. You in your fullness. Okay? And yes, it takes some working stuff out because, honey, we have years of being conditioned into being the same as everybody else around us. Years of it. And so, yeah, it will take you some time to remember who you are. But you have to own who you are. Own who you are. Own who you are. Own who you are. You need to own who you are, okay? Own who you are, and then you can start to kind of put the pieces together the way that fits you. Feel free to be a different person tomorrow, today, in the next minute. Don't feel as if you have to be attached to being in a certain way or thinking a certain thing. God still loves you, okay? Maybe the people around you will may pass judgment on you, but who cares? In the grand scheme of things, so what if they do? So what if you go full circle and realize that actually where you started from was exactly where you needed to be? Allow yourself to explore these things instead of just accepting it and, trying to bury the doubt and the fear inside of you. When sometimes the doubt and the fear inside of you is trying to tell you this doesn't fit me, okay? Sometimes you need to just look at it with your eyes wide open and stop trying to be everything but who you are. Be the iconoclastic person. That's a new word to me. I'm going to start using it all the time now, Stuart. Thank you. Be the iconoclastic person that just defies all regular norms. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, there will be drama. There will be drama. People in your world will not like it. But if you will have the courage to go through that season when you feel a little bit like nobody gets you, in fact, no, honey, the truth of the matter is that right now you already feel that, okay? But you're trying to pretend that you don't. So I'm saying, just face this stuff. Ask the questions you want to ask. Spirit, God, higher power is not scared of your questions. People are. People are scared of your questions. You might be scared of your questions. Yes, true freedom. Thank you, Sylvia. Exactly. It is true freedom to enable and allow yourself just to be you, to strip off all the layers, to allow yourself to come out, to flower, to bloom, to find your path on the planet. I mean, we get this one life. We don't know whether there's going to be another go at this. We don't know if we're going to be floating around trying to advise our children or not. We don't know. So you may as well make sure that this one go you get through this life, you make the most of it. Okay? You build that business. You create a life that enables you freedom in all areas. Nobody telling you what to do and when to do it. You design life the way you want it. Which sounds so glorious and romantic, I know. And yes, we all know that there will be a certain element of you're going to have to work through the difficult times in order to, break through. But for some of y'all, you may be surprised to discover that it's not that hard for you. Because what you're going through right now is pretty dang hard anyway. So you know what? If you're spending all that energy doing stuff you don't want to do and you're hating it and it's so hard, why not invest that energy in doing something you actually might want to do? That's what I'm always kind of slightly surprised about people, because people work hard. Most people work hard, okay? There are some people that don't, but the chances are you're not listening to me. You guys listen to me, the chances are you are hard workers, okay? The question is, where is your focus? Is it on, oh my gosh, I just need to get through this? Or is it on, this is my dream and I'm working my socks off to create it? Because the get through this, that's all you do. You own that for the rest of your life. All you be doing is getting through this. The vision, yes, there will be times when it feels exactly the same as the getting through this, but actually because your eyes are always on the goal. You'll always be asking yourself, how can I get over there? Because we all know people that work really hard, okay? Because some people would say to us, oh, in order for you to become a millionaire, you just need to work really hard. And you say to yourself, but I am working hard. Why am I not a millionaire yet? The question is, where is your focus? Is it on, let me just pay my bills? Let me just get by? Or is it on, this is what I'm working towards. This is it. I'm here to impact lots of people with what I'm here to do. And so I refuse to just keep looking down to just about getting by. I will keep looking at the big goal, even though there are times when it feels as though all I'm doing is getting by, but I keep my eyes on where I'm going. There's two different kinds of hard work, guys. One hard work just kind of stays the same. It's like a chronic pain. One kind of hard work actually is acute. You get through, because you're ever growing, there will always be an element of pain, but you become that champion. You become a champion that is always, going from one level to the next, as opposed to just kind of plateauing somewhere. It's not easy. Nobody can tell you it's easy. But first and foremost, stop fighting who you are. Stop fighting who you are. Just accept it. You're not organized, okay? You're not organized. Forget trying to be organized, okay? You don't have to be organized in order to be fulfilled. I'm sorry, regardless of what the books tell you or what they told you at school. Everything doesn't need to be in order for your life to be completely fine. No, you're just not organized. So what? You're kind of dreamy and visiony. Yeah, as long as you do the work, honey, who cares? Stop trying to be something you're not because it sounds good. It sounds like what regular people are supposed to do. Guess what regular people generally tend to get? Not much. Not much. Most people are regular people, and most people just settle for whatever they can get. We don't want to be just regular. We are mavericks. We are iconoclastic. We question everything. We break everything, and we keep moving forward. Okay? Yeah, there may be chaos in our wake, but we keep moving forward anyway, knowing that the right people will sort out the chaos behind us. Okay? And yeah, to some people, they hate, I'm not the easiest person to live with. I know it. I know I'm not the easiest person to live with at all. My poor husband. But it's like, I'm done with trying to be something other than who I am. Are you done yet? Do you have the courage to just I'm done with this. I'm going to create the life the business that I desire. And I'm going to do it on my terms. I'm going to stop fighting myself, for goodness sake. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemies. Let's just stop with that. Stop fighting who you are. So there's probably something in your life that you've been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting forever. Instead of fighting some more, just think, maybe this is who I am, man. Why am I fighting this? How can I use it for my glory? How can I use this to move me forward? Instead of, oh my gosh, I need to get rid of it. Maybe you don't need to get rid of it. Maybe it's actually part of your strength. How can you use it to take yourself forward? Anyway, let's bring this to a close. I own who I am. 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 And again, I own who I am. 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 And again, I own who I am. 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 From one angle as well, guys, especially you that believe in higher power, and all of you are probably spiritual in some way. It's like an insult when you don't own who you are. It's like an insult, like, you know what, you made me bad, so I have to kind of discard all of these other parts of me and pretend they don't exist. Stop it. Just stop it. Who are you really? Let's go back to source so that you can find and create and design the life you actually want instead of the one you think you have to have. Okay? Okay. I'm going to assume that you're all agreeing with me, okay? Basically, well, Sylvia, at least you get me. And Kazinki, are you still there? Was that your name? Sorry, Kalenzi. Okay, so guys, this is it. Invitation to you. The Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. That is the place where you get to explore who you are. Yeah, there are certain things that I think you should do. Communicate, capture, close. Nobody can argue with that. How you go about it, however, is a different thing altogether. And sometimes you need that support, that encouragement to help you find your path. I've made it incredibly accessible. At $9.77 a month, you all need to go join in. I don't care where you are on the planet. This is my mission. It's 334,000 of us together, choosing, designing, creating a life that fits and doing the work that we're here to do on this planet. Sorry if I'm staring at you weirdly, it's because I'm typing. Doing the work that we're here to do on this planet, okay? And it's finding the space to explore who we are, okay? At $9.77 a month, wherever you are on the planet, it is absolutely accessible to you. We have all the sales and marketing training in there. There's mindset training in there. Okay, so you get access to all of these programs. One of the first programs you'll get is the Get Your Message Out, Get More Customers In program. You'll be getting that immediately. But then even more than that, so yes, you get everything you need to attract whatever you need to attract into your business. So whether it's customers, clients, recruits, whatever you call your people, whether it's in your ministry. I'm not sure what you call the people in ministry. The people you call your people. All of that stuff, you will learn how to do it. But then more than that as well, I am in that group every single day. So any questions you have about whether it's marketing, whether it's about, can I do this? Is this actually possible? And I will tell you, usually yes. Whereas most people around you will say, no, that's scary, that's stupid. Of course you can't do that as well as something else. No, I will tell you that you can, and I will also tell you how you can, okay? Or at least encourage you long enough for you to find your courage yourself, to recognize that you always knew what to do, Okay, but it's just that when you're surrounded by people telling you you can't, when you're surrounded by drama, when you're surrounded by all kinds of craziness, it's difficult to hold on to the fact that you know what is what. Okay, so this is it. So you get the tools in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club in the form of programs that help you know exactly what you need to do to generate leads, to get all the customers, clients, recruits you need, online or offline. Okay, but then also you get the fact that you're surrounded by a community of leaders, all of which are determined to deliberately design a life of luxury and significance. So they want to impact a heck of a lot of people, because we know as deliberate millionaires that the more people we serve, being who we are, the more money we will make. Okay, so we're doing whatever we can to serve more people so that we make more money. Well, it's not just necessarily follows exactly that way. It just happens. The more people you serve, the more money you make. But you feel really good because you're serving lots of people. But then the money follows as well, because you learn how to monetize what you're doing. And that is what the club does. My big mission here is 334,000 people from all over the world able to monetize their life using their strengths for the big purpose of us impacting our communities, us impacting our countries, and changing the world. Imagine with me 334,000 people who are fully owning who they are and really living to their strengths. Imagine the impact we can have. And I don't care what it is that you're doing, whether it's you're writing books and you need to figure out how to get them into the marketplace so people buy them, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's ministry, whether it's a product you have or somebody else's product that you're selling out there, or it's a service. But ultimately you are someone with a mission that you've been starting to think that you can't quite do, but there is something inside of you that you want to deliver on the world. Maybe you want to impact government, maybe you want to impact families, maybe you want to impact education or media or whatever it is. You know that you're born for more than you're living right now. Then you need to join me in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, because that is where leaders are, what's the word? It's not born, because you're already born. It's uncovered. Okay? We'll take off all the nonsense that is all around you. Create the space for you to fully be who you are. If you stick with me for a period of time, some of you will be quicker, some of you will take your time. It doesn't matter. What matters is that every day you are one step closer to being who you know you are born to be. That is what the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club is about. That is why I've made it incredibly accessible at $9.77 a month. Anyone who is serious and knows that it is time to stop faffing around trying to pretend that you're getting it on your own, okay? This is not to say that you can't. Of course, you're a leader. You're already a leader. You're already a fairly powerful person. But you recognize that you are not quite where you would like to be, okay? So, in which case, you go over to rosemarynonnynight.com/DM fast track. You take a look at what is on offer there. You read through that stuff. It's very long. I have a lot of words, have you noticed? But if it resonates, if your intuition says this is where I'm supposed to be, then you join in. Because I know that if that is a place for you, then I can definitely get you where you want to go. But you have to stick with the program. Are you willing? Are you willing for things to change? Or you want to keep kind of faffing around? Doing what you're doing. Basically, it's up to you. rosemarynonnynight.com/DM fast track. It is time for you to fight for and to deliberately design the life you are born to live, because you absolutely want to. So take yourself over to rosemarynonnynight.com/DM fast track and start to own who you are. Until the next time, my honeys, it's been a pleasure. This has been the Church of RNK. I'm Rosemary Nonny Knight. Much love. Bye.